Top of the sixth inning at Athletic Culture Stadium with ATN Sketch. I'm Julius Hern. And new pitcher in the ball game for the Barrie Baycats just signed this week, making his CBL debut. It's Dominican right-hander Ronnie Rosario.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the first baseman, number 21, Chris Ortega.
And if you're looking as a brand new pitcher to the league, and your first target, someone who's already homered in this game, could have you a little riled, but you got to imagine.
Well, Josh Matlow, and talking to him earlier today, telling me he's okay, especially tonight, in throwing these new guys into the fire, so to speak, as Ortega takes it right back up the middle for a base hit. Bit of a welcome to the league moment there for Rosario. 2 pitches in, pardon me. So an early base runner here for Brantford, trying to claw back into this one, down 7. So we're taking the lead at first. Rosario comes set. There's the pitch, a little looping breaking ball against Tim Holick, who is 0 for 2. Pitch from Rosario, swing and a miss from Holick. He had a home run cut. It's 1-1.
Looking like we're officially back in action there. Unfortunate crash on our stream, but we're back.
We're taking the lead. A pitch from Rosario. Another looping breaking ball. That one catches the zone. 1-2. Expect Rosario to go 2 innings tonight, followed by Boris Fachurka. Mentioned some of the new faces expected to get some time tonight, and there's some words coming from the Brantford dugout. Chabave having to take notice. Not sure where that was coming from in terms of which player or coach. See Greg Rapp there on the top step. There's the pitch from Rosario, just missed. Outside, 2-2.
No. That's end stream, not go live.
Fans trying to get behind Rosario here, looking for his first CBL strikeout. And it's flared foul out of play by Holick. Holick getting a little bit more run this year with the Red Sox compared to in 2025. Got picked up by the Ottawa Titans of the Frontier League after a really hot start last year, but has stayed the course in Brantford. This is his 20th game of the year, and the count is full now. A 907 OPS entering tonight. 3-2, looped into left field. That's a base hit. On a one hop, it's taken by McGarry Doyle, gets it in quickly. So first and second now for the Red Sox against Rosario.
We're on the second one now for some reason.
So here's Andrew Savage, 1 for 2. Rosario the pitch, up high.
Trying to work out those first CBL game jitters.
Yeah, just getting into town this week. Signed Monday or Tuesday this week. The 1-0, swing and a miss from Savage, a big cut. Nicky and Antone on deck. Double play opportunity here for the Baycats. 1-1. Ripped down the line, foul. Definitely on the barrel of the bat there for Andrew Savage. Brantford, 5 hits on the game so far through 5 innings, and only one of them an extra base hit. That was the first inning home run by Chris Ortega, who stands at second base right now. That went up and in, 2-2.
Really likes that inside top corner there.
Rosario looks back at the base runner. It's the pitch. Swing and a miss. First CBL strikeout for Ronnie Rosario. And get that ball back to the dugout.
The left fielder, number 32, Nick Iannantone.
So congrats to Rosario. Only a couple batters in. Gets his first K.
First professional strikeout.
Hoping he'll give him the rest of the confidence he needs to get his way through the rest of this outing without too much issue.
First pro strikeout at that, too. Not a whole lot of organized experience outside of the DR. As it's fouled out of play by Nick Iannantone. Very much like Wandy Cyprian. A bit older, but doesn't have a ton on his resume in terms of experience in organized or pro baseball, but obviously he's made enough of an impression on Josh Matlow to get the opportunity here in Canada. That one outside, it's 1-1.
Well, we know one of the things that Josh Matlow was very, very keen on during the offseason was adding extra to that depth that they already felt was pretty solid last year. Might as well double and triple down on that fact.
Well, Matlow taking advantage of a couple import spots that were left vacant last week. Juan Mejia being put on the injured list, essentially released, retroactive to June 24th. It should be June 25th because he had one appearance against Brantford on the 25th. That was his last in the CBL. And then Edgar Figueroa released on Sunday, almost immediately after the game against the Maple Leafs. So Rosario and Vachurka entering the roster as imports. And a lot of decisions to be made by this Baycats front office ahead of the transaction deadline on Monday night. So it'll be a busy weekend and into Monday for Josh Matlow on the phone.
Gotta imagine the Baycat socials, if Matlow decides to be a buyer, is gonna be a firestorm.
3-2. Up high. Iannantone works the walk and the bases are loaded.
The designated hitter, number 15, Cassidy Watts.
Second walk drawn there by Nick Iannantone tonight. And Cassidy Watt will have an opportunity to extend his on-base streak, as we mentioned in our open. First mound visit charge to the Baycats is Wandy Cyprian out there to a brief message for Rosario in this first inning and getting into a tough jam almost right away. First pitch to Watt is a breaking ball inside. Iannantone at first, Holick at second, Ortega at third. A huge opportunity for Brantford to try and get back into this one. Down by 7. Here's the pitch. On the ground, up the middle, tough play for Francisco Hernandez. He boots it, stays in the infield. 1 run is in. The bases remain loaded, 9-3 now. And see how that one gets scored, whether that's going to be an error or a base hit. You got to imagine on that play, Hernandez not charging there, called a single there on Cassidy Watt. But it seemed like Hernandez was more focused on trying to make the play at first before he got the ball. Popped up left side, drifting toward the left field line, and caught in fair territory by Noel McGarry-Doyle for out number 2, and he holds Holick at third.
Second baseman number 33, Lucas Bateman.
Great defense there from Noel McGarry-Doyle out and left. Was able to keep this Brantford team honest on the base path.
First pitch to Lucas Bateman up high. Hultgren retired on the flyout, so 2 down now here in the 6th. 22 pitches already for Rosario. Here's the 1-0. Just missed. Cyprian did his best to try and frame that one in there. Rosario pitching out of the windup despite the bases being loaded here. 2-0. That one catches the edge of the plate for strike 1. Bateman reached on an error in the 2nd and grounded out in the 5th. And that went inside on him right there. 3-1. Not the ideal impression your first go around in the CBL if you're Ronnie Rosario, but see how he bounces back. 3-1. On the ground is second. Tough play for Daly. It just sneaks under his glove. 1 run is in, and the Red Sox will move station to station. 9-4 now for the Baycats. Couple across here in the 6th for Brantford.
Shortstop number 9, Jacob Cantor.
Well, in a situation like this, you don't want to get too antsy if you're Brantford. They've done a very, very good job of that. You know, you're going to play station to station now, but of course you want those extras. You want to drive a couple guys home, maybe give yourself a little gap between your runners. That way it's a little less likely for just a straight up double play.
Looked like initially that was going to be scored an error on Daly. Looks like that might be reversed. We'll get confirmation on that in just a moment. Back to the top of the order here with the Red Sox, Jacob Cantor. And that was scored a base hit. Big swing and a miss and a looping breaking ball from Rosario. Quickly 0-2 on Cantor, who's 0 for 3 so fall.
Those are style pitching that Brantford hasn't seen from the Baycats yet. You know, they've thrown a lot of those looping breaking balls themselves.
Fastball just missed outside. It's 1-2.
Brantford's thrown a lot of those looping breaking balls kind of thing, and the curves, that sort of such, and the Baycats have really been firing the heat at them. But it's going to be different now.
Fans behind Rosario. Here's the 1-2. Just missed. Just barely outside, it looked from up here. And Cantor works the count 2-2. Bases still loaded. 2 out. There's a pitch from Rosario. Breaking ball outside. The count is full. The runners will be off on the next pitch. Four hits in the inning, as well as a walk, have put 2 across for Brantford here in the 6th. Pitch from Rosario. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Cantor doesn't like the call. He thought he had ball 4. But Rosario works his way out of it in his first CBL inning. Still 9-4 lead for the Baycats as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Athletic Culture Stadium.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fantz from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Join TKGC. Inside 17,000 square feet of dedicated gymnastic space, athletes of every age and level come together. Whether you're just starting out or building advanced skills, there's a place for you here. BKGC, building confidence, community, and champions since 1965.
Barry, this one's for you. My name is James Anderson, owner of Sinclair Sports Medical Center. We find what's actually going wrong with your body and we make a plan to fix it. And I've spent years helping people in this city move better and hurt less. We want to help you feel like yourself again. Come see us and let's get you back to living your best life.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Sixth inning is brought to you by Pure and Simple, the better breakfast brand, located at 521 Bayfield Street, just minutes from the stadium.
Bottom of the sixth inning, the Brantford Red Sox have gotten closer into this game. It's a 5-run ball game, and they've dipped deeper into their bullpen, and they've gone back to the left-hander, now Julius Ramos.
Ramos, this is his first season here at the age of 30. He's got 9 strikeouts, 12 batters walked here. 8 ERA.
Yeah, this Brantford Red Sox pitching staff as a whole has really struggled with walks this year. First in the CBL coming in tonight in terms of walks allowed, 152 on the season. As Ramos is even 1-1 here with Wandy Cyprian to lead things off for Barrie. Excuse me, Francisco Hernandez. Cyprian due up this inning. 1-1. Poked foul just out of play. Just the 5th appearance, as you mentioned, ATN, for Ramos this year. Comes in after Jose Arias put in a couple innings of relief.
9 innings pitched through those 4 games, so here for a good time, not a long time.
Sure, bigger. Oh, way bigger. You got to program all your different sound effects.
2-2. Up and in on Hernandez, counts full.
Yeah. That's going to be a lot of discussions with different people. What works for you? What are you doing? People around the minor league.
Nolan Macabroda on deck. Hernandez yet to reach tonight. Struck out his last time. 3-2 from Ramos. Poked foul again, and a harder hit ball towards a popular section out there past the Baycats dugout.
Whereas the kids playing on the inflatable there, and I don't think they were aware that there was a screamer coming at them.
Always got to keep your head up here. There's no netting all the way down the line like you see at some major league parks. 3-2. Called strike 3. Hernandez disappointed with the call. He was on his way to first. That's a big first out for Ramos. Macabroda will step in. Ramos, a former Padres and White Sox prospect in Major League Baseball. Reached as high as rookie ball with both organizations. And was later part of the Dominican national team in the Pan American Games in 2023. Set to get a Pan Am Games next year in Peru. I'm really excited to see how baseball kind of turns out at that tournament, how much representation there'll be from the CBL. As that one's poked out of play by Nolan Macabroda.
Gotta imagine if you're gonna want to find a lot of Canadian prospects across here in the Frontier League, it's probably your 2 best bets.
A lot of different options for Canada baseball in preparation for that tournament. 1-1, up high. Macabroda had an RBI single as last time. He has scored 2 runs. The last one, he, after a single, advanced on 3 separate wild pitches to eventually score. Pitch from Ramos, swing and a miss. An off-speed pitch fooled Macabroda. It's 2-2.
on those 3 wild pitches. You got to imagine that Savage was punching the air there, because every time he gave him like 4 different pitch calls, and as soon as he got the one he wanted, that one was always the wild.
Yeah, him and Jose Arias weren't necessarily on the same page through those 2 innings. Poked foul off the bat of Macabrota. Gets out of play.
I wish that the moon was able to show on camera. It's pretty good right now. It's pretty clear, but you want to be able to get it.
12 pitches already for Ramos. Baycats have worked the counts really well so far tonight against the entirety of Brantford's pitching staff. 2-2. Will flare out the left side. That's going to be a fair ball down the left field line. Macabrota will round first. A big turn, but he'll stick around with a single.
Lee was jogging at least, we'll call it 3/4 of the way to a run. For that one, he wasn't sure if that one was going to stay fair. Probably the only reason that one didn't turn into extras.
So it gives Wandy Cyprian a chance at the base runner on. And it seemed like on that pitch there, on that base hit, Nicky and Antone got to that ball rather quickly and cut off any chance, especially with a good throw in. That could have been a double for Macabrota. Ramos' pitch to Cyprian is up and away. Small lead for Macabrota. Pitch to Cyprian. Another home run cut. He swings and misses.
I made the point about launch angle, but you really got to look at it here with the camera there. Look at how far he tilts himself back if you're at home.
Inside on Cyprian, 2-1. Looks like former Baycat Christian Kazemka up in the bullpen. Yet to pitch in his time in the CBL, but in his time with the Baycats, knew him as a potential emergency option out of the bullpen. 2-1. Popped foul.
You know, that one went off the inflatable, and the kids are trying to kill it to find the ball that skipped over and out of the field.
Pardon me, Kazemka's actually been quite a reliable reliever for Brantford so far this year in limited work as Cyprian strikes out. But never pitched in his time with the Baycats or in his first stint with the Red Sox. Two Ks already for Julius Ramos. There's Noah Hall, who's had a productive day at the plate. RBI single back in the third. He's 1 for 3. Later scored in that inning as well. First pitch, he takes it low.
Good job by Savage to make sure that one didn't squeak by him there. Could not afford another wild pitch scenario considering Macabrota made it all the way around the bases off of those.
(1-0). Inside on Hall. 2-0. Clayton Keys on deck for Barrie. Just trying to add on. 9 runs on 8 hits for the Baycats. 4 on 7 for Brantford. Each team with 1 error thus far. It's been a very long ball game so far. Outside outside part of the plate, called a strike. We're nearly at the 2-hour, 20-minute mark. And not even through the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 from Ramos. Driven out to right field. That's going to be a tough play for Black. He'll get it on one hop. Macabrota will move up to second and go no further.
Number 23, Clayton Keys.
So Hall reaches with a 2-out base hit. A hard hit ball at that. Clayton Keys will step in now. He has first pitch to Keys. On the ground, left side. Tough play for Cantor. It's off his glove into left field. Getting the wave is Macabrota. It's dropped by Ian Antonin left, but Macabrota will score anyway. RBI single there for Clayton Keys, and the Baycats have reached double digits.
Number 32, Carson Barker.
Just an emphatic wave of Nolan Macabrota there around third base. Seemed like third base coach Andrew White was going for it all the way, especially with 2 outs. Chance to add on here with Carson Barker, who takes first pitch just in the outside part of the plate. Bases loaded walk earlier in the game for Barker is 0 for 2. Yo 1. Barker lays off, 1-1.
We need to get that sound effect. We need to get him to say that into a mic, and every time a ball comes out, we just play that sound. Ball.
Long look in from Ramos. It's already at 25 pitches for the inning. Just trying to get an easy ground ball here. Barker lays off again in the breaking ball. Keys at first, Hull at second. A big hole on that left side there for Barker if he can shoot it through. 2-1. Down the line, first base side. Nice snag there from Ortega, and he'll take it to the bag himself to retire the side. Baycats put another across. They're up 10-4 as we head to the back third of this ball game here at Athletic Culture Stadium.
For the Baycats.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. At Park Place, the latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
What makes Jersey Mike's a sub above? Is it the premium meats and cheeses, sliced on the spot and piled high on their in-store baked bread? Or could it be their hot, freshly grilled subs? How about all of the above? Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer.
Top of the 7th inning here at Athletic Culture Stadium with ATN Sketch. I'm Julius Hern. It's a 10-4 lead for the Barrie Baycats, trying to get back in the win column after a really tough loss on Sunday here against the Maple Leafs. And a couple other teams, not the Maple Leafs tonight, but a couple other teams are in action, ATN.
Say, the Guelph Royals, who were up 5-0 at one point in that game back in the bottom of the third, are now down 6-10 to the Welland Jackfish as they move to the bottom of the 7th. And over in Kitchener, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're making a push as we get into the back half of this season here, as everything starts to settle down in the standings. They're up 9-3 over the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah. Pardon me, meant to say that game was not in Toronto. But yeah, the Maple Leafs 9-3, bottom 9, about to close that one out with a 6-run lead over the Panthers. That would be a big win for the Maple Leafs. trying to get themselves out of the basement and string a couple wins together. As I mentioned earlier, some other Baycats fans might be keeping an eye on that Jackfish Royals game, considering how tight the top 5 teams are in the CBL right now in terms of the standings. And Barrie and Welland tied for first place coming in tonight, but Barrie 2 games in hand over the Jackfish and the Majors. So every game being crucial down the stretch for every team in that playoff chase. 3-1 from Rosario, and Brody Black works the walk.
Well, you're just talking about the standings there, how that top 5 bundle is so close. A game and a half separates first from fifth. Fifth being the Guelph Royals squad. But across numbers 1, 2, and 3, Baycats, London, and Welland in that order, they're all tied. 0 games back. There is no difference on it.
First pitch to Chris Ortega inside, but called a strike inside part of the plate. If you see, as I mentioned, this Brantford team coming in tonight, 6 games back of a playoff spot, and Kitchener not too far ahead of them in 6th. But it really seems at this point, unless something crazy happens with any of those bottom 4 teams, it's really just a battle for seeding in terms of the playoff spots in the CBL. And talking to a lot of different managers in this league this season, nobody wants to be in that 4-5. Swing and a miss. Nasty pitch there from Ronnie Rosario to retire Ortega.
Yeah, there's no series in that 4-5 game. It is a one and done. Figure it out or you're going home.
And nobody wants the season to boil down to a 1-game elimination playoff. See the Brantford dugout there. Double play in order here for Rosario if he can get the ball on the ground. Tim Holick takes the beanball, and Brantford will have 2 on with 1 out. First hit batter for Rosario today, and had a walk in the last inning, but
it's kind of funny there seeing Holick have to stand there for a good little bit there as he chucked a piece of equipment after equipment after equipment after equipment. And he still had more to hand to the first base coach.
Pop foul off the bat of Andrew Savage. And yeah, the protective equipment has become kind of a norm at this point. But also some base runners, obviously, you can see with Holick there exchanging the batting glove for the mitt, the oven mitt. 0-1. On the ground to third, this could be 2. Barker grabs it, steps in the bag. Here's the throw to first. It's in time. The Baycats turn 2 to end the frame. And it's stretch time here at Athletic Culture Stadium as the crowd roars for the great defensive display from Carson Barker at third base. Stretch time, Athletic Culture Stadium, 10-4 Baycats.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Seventh inning is brought to you by Wild Wing Barrie. Go ahead, Baycats, get wild.
Avery and Sandy getting wild down behind home plate with their dance to heave away. Staple at the ballpark in the seventh inning stretch. The Baycats enter this seventh inning stretch with a 10-4 lead over the Brantford Red Sox, and Brantford going deeper into their bullpen, bringing out former Baycat Christian Kazemka. It looks like there's a little bit of a concern in terms of Kazemka. It looked like he's wearing eye blacks, and there was concern with the possible, foreign substance with the eye black, so him taking off his eye black there at the direction of home plate umpire Chubba Bay. But 12th appearance of the year for Christian Kazemka.
Kazemka spent a very large amount of time, on the other side of the duel there, but he's going to get his 12th appearance, like you mentioned, across 2.2 innings pitched up to this point, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, with a 3.38 ERA. So for a two-way player, he's pretty solid.
Yeah, and you ask anyone on this Red Sox team about Christian Kazemka and returning to the team this year after a stint in 2023. This guy's a gamer. And obviously you can tell he's a gamer. He was wearing eye black on the mound. But, he really taking the step into becoming a two-way option for this team. As you mentioned, 12 appearances now out of the bullpen for Brantford. And he's been very serviceable and will face his former team on the mound here and start off with Brendan Daly. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
For Kazemka, it's 45 plate appearance, 41 of those at-bats to his 11 games where he's found himself on the mound.
I think you're looking at his batting stats.
Yeah, I was looking at both, I said.
Okay.
I'm not crazy, I promise.
All right. Yeah, he got the start in the field when the Red Sox were here last. Did not pitch in that game.
Throw on a hoodie because it got chilly. So probably cut off a little bit of sound there. My fault.
Just 5 games for Kazemka with the Baycats in 2023 before being traded to Brantford, where he spent the rest of the season. Unfortunately, those stats aren't on the CBL website. Hopefully they'll be included sometime soon. It's called strike 3 on Daly, as he questions the call from home plate umpire Chubba Bay, but that's a big first out there for Kazemka.
Ijo, a couple of walks today, but a couple outs to his name as well. A line drive out to center field and a 5-3 play. So, I feel like I've said this already, but trying to get on base of his own power this time around.
First pitch from Kazemka is spiked. Still a decent smattering of fans for what's become a chilly Thursday night at the ballpark, but honestly most of them happy to see the Baycats out in front 10-4. That one catches the outside part of the plate, 1-2. The big inning was the third for the Baycats.
1-2 the count, or 1-1?
That one up high on Ijo, and he has to duck out of the way. Pardon me, 2-1 now the count. On the ground is short. Cantor, routine play. The throw to first is picked and in time. In the glove of Ortega, 2 down.
The cushion is already 6 runs. At this point, anything extra for Matt Lowe's Baycats is just that. But trying to get yourselves back in the win column with a bang.
want to correct myself here because when you look at Christian Kazemka's page on the CBL website, it even says, I guess in his pitching statistics, it says 11 games. And obviously, he's not pitching in 11 games, he's only going 2 2/3. So it seems like something needs to be fixed there in terms of pitching. He's pitching in 1 game. Yeah, 2 2/3 innings on the 3rd of July against Kitchener. So just his second CBL pitching appearance here tonight.
I thought that was oddly high for for a utility player.
I thought so too. 1-2 now on McGarry Doyle. Kazemka on the verge of a 1-2-3 frame here in the 7th. Kazemka the pitch. Called strike 3.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.
A couple Ks for the former Baycat against his former team in the 7th, but still 10-4 Barrie as we enter the 8th.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
The juice is the best way to add zing to your Jersey Mike sub. Real red wine vinegar and olive oil blend. And I like a lot of juice. Pour it on. Go ahead. Go on. I can take it.
Top of the 8th inning here at Athletic Culture Stadium, along with ATN Skitch. I'm Julius Hern. A couple defensive changes to note here for the Baycats. Christian Puyol-Genesar coming off the bench, taking over catching duties for Wandy Cyprian. And a new pitcher in the ballgame making his CBL debut as well. It's Boris Fachurka. First pitch is called strike on Nicky and Antone. Fachurka, former Arizona Diamondbacks prospect, although he never played minor league baseball. But hails from Brno in Czechia, or Czech Republic. And actually pitched for the Czech national team at this year's World Baseball Classic. Didn't record a full inning and allowed a couple earned runs, but nonetheless, still a really cool experience for anyone being able to reach that, arguably the highest level of international baseball. He's up 1-2 here on Ian Antone. The pitch is fouled away. Spent part of earlier this year with Quebec, the Capitals in the Frontier League, before making his way over to Barrie. So obviously some professional experience outside of international play. It's 2-2 now on Ian Antone. Josh Matlow telling me before the game, really excited about what he brings to the table is a fireballing right-hander, can reach up to the upper 90s, but it's all about the command, he says, as he gets ground ball. Tough play for Hernandez. The throw to first is in time for out number 1.
The designated hitter number 15, Cassidy Watt.
Well, when you look at Boris Vacherka, in the top 3 results you find him is, one post that he made back on Instagram a while ago, first game back after 2 Tommy John surgeries, and throws a 98 without much issue. So,
yeah, there's some cases in where a pitcher who has Tommy John surgery once or twice, and then I guess in Vacherka's case twice, the arm is kind of better than ever in some cases, and as long as they're careful, a pitcher can throw in some cases better than they had previously before the surgery. So to see Vacherka make a comeback like this has been very impressive. The 0-1, and breaking ball in there for a strike on Cassidy Watt.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
The 0-2. Just missed low. One-two count on Cassidy Watt. Baycats up 6. Pitch just outside, 2-2. A lot of fans anxiously awaiting the first CBL strikeout for Boris Vacherka. 2-2, here's the pitch. Breaking ball, a little soft grounder back to the mound, but Vacherka have to make the play himself, and he does for out number 2.
Fresh Blood's got some heat in him there.
Center fielder number 3.
Especially as a fireballer coming off the mound, having to make a defensive play. Made that look very easy. For some pitchers, that can be definitely a change in the way they throw just to make a play at first. Walker Hultgren will step in. It's 1 for 3 so far.
Jesse Minter's going to be a good head coach, I'm telling you.
Pitch is inside.
We were talking about the difference in the arm motion there for that put out. He was full sidearm, his elbow basically cranked into his stomach to get the right angle on that one.
The 1-0. High fly ball deep into right center field. Canisijo running it down, and he can't quite make the catch. It stays in the yard. Try to leap back and grab that one, but just missed, and it'll be a double with 2 outs here for Walker Hultgren.
That ball was mashed. I won't lie, I was looking up at that one, my jaw hung up for just how far that one was going.
Well, just based on the trajectory, it seemed like Ijo had a shot at it. But it would have been tough to see from our vantage point if it had gone over the fence. But watching Ijo's reaction that whole way tells you the story of that fly ball. Lucas Bateman, the number 9 hitter, steps in, and that one just catches the plate on the outside part. Looks like Brady Encarnacion warming up in the Baycats bullpen. He seems to be the 9th inning man. 0-1, lifted foul out of play.
With seemingly every call that Chauvet has made, Lucas Bateman's had a reaction to it, whether positive or negative, and it's been a lot more noticeable for the negative ones.
RBI single his last time up. Fans are behind Vacherka. Here's the pitch, and it's up and in. Fans hoping he can get his first CBL strikeout here tonight in what will likely be his only inning of work.
Fans are well and truly behind him here.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. First CBL strikeout for Boris Vacherka, and it ends the top of the 8th inning. Baycats will carry a 10-4 lead into the bottom half here in Springwater.
Join Team BKGC. Inside 17,000 square feet of dedicated gymnastic space, athletes of every age and level come together. Whether you're just starting out or building advanced skills, there's a place for you here. BKGC, building confidence, community, and champions since 1965.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Barrie, this one's for you. My name is James Anderson, owner of Sinclair Sports Medical Center. We find what's actually going wrong with your body and we make a plan to fix it. And I've spent years helping people in this city move better and hurt less. We want to help you feel like yourself again. Come see us and let's get you back to living your best life.
Eighth inning is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
10-4 Baycats as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning here on Military Night at the ballpark. As Francisco Hernandez will lead things off against Christian Kazemko for his second inning of work on the mound for Brantford. His first pitch is upper part of the strike zone, 0-1. It's interesting as a two-way player, you see Kazemka again. It's his second appearance of the season, but just see how quickly he's working on the mound compared to someone a more traditional pitcher. As Hernandez loops that one into left field, it's down fair territory into that left field corner. Rounding first and into second with a leadoff stand-up double.
Well, if you want to keep increasing your lead, that is textbook of how to do so. Especially when you got a power bat following you up like Nolan Macabrota, it's exactly where you want to be.
So with that, Hernandez extends his on-base streak to 21 games. That was previously 0 for 4 coming into that plate appearance. Nolan Macabrota coming off back-to-back hits. He scored 3 times. He swings and misses through that one.
I'm surprised you didn't hurt his oblique on that.
The 0-1 is just on the outside part of the play, called a strike. 0-2 on Macabrota.
I'm sorry, no, I did say. I'm surprised you didn't hurt his oblique on that. Yeah.
Snap. 0-2, looped into right field on a liner. It's into right field for a base hit. Coming around is Hernandez. Here's the throw. It's not in time. Another RBI single for Nolan Macabrota.
The catcher, number 29, Christian Puyol-Genesar.
Christian Puyol-Genesar will step into the box for the first time tonight. It's one high and deep into center field. And back is Hultgren. He makes the catch for out number 1. Just want to take this opportunity on Military Night to extend another shout out to all of our Canadian Armed Forces veterans and frontline veterans here on Military Night who've served our country so well. I know our technical producer Brian Backland as well is a veteran, a long history with his family in the Canadian Armed Forces. So I want to say thank you for your service, Brian, and to a lot of other members of our community who have served our great country. As well as Bob Hurley, who I just saw step out a second, but as well as Bob Hurley. Special thanks to him as well.
He's retired.
Noah Hull steps in, it's quickly 2-0. 2-0. Here's a high fly ball. If it's fair, it's gone, but it's way foul. Well over that Barrie bullpen into the corner of the stadium.
Baycats bats are starting to, start to take some good old power swings there as they try and clear the yard on any given shot.
Kazemka's 2-1. Hall watches it low and away. Here's a 3-1 from Kazemka. Foul to the backstop. Back to the screen, pardon me, from Hull. 3-2. I will say these last few innings have moved rather quickly. We thought we were in for a 4-hour game. We're 9 minutes away from the 3-hour mark. 3-2 from Kazemka. Line, down the line, fair ball. Could be extra bases for Hull, picked up quickly by Brody Black, and there's a throw to third, and it is in time. The tag put on there by Holick. And a nice relay nails Macabroda at third. You can see Noah Hall was scurrying to get back to first.
Number 23,
Baycats took their chance.
Macabroda cheesing at the Brantford bullpen, or at the Brantford dugout there. He's giving him a big old smile, even though got out there. He's knew that he was probably getting a little greedy on that.
I'm not sure he knew just how soon Black picked that ball up in right field, because he had it in a hurry. And a really nice relay, looked like with Christian Ortega, to make that play happen. So Clayton Keys will step in, 2 out now. Hull at first. And first pitch is in the dirt. There's a high fly ball deep to left field. Welcome to Highway 26. Clayton Keys crushes one. What a shot from Clayton Keys. I'm sure that's got to feel good for the Baycats right fielder. 13-4 the score now in favor of the Baycats. Third home run of the year for Keys. And things will reset here for Christian Kazemka. 0-1 here to Barker. Just missed on that one, 1-1. One from Kazemka, it's in the dirt. Barker still looking for his first hit of the game. And that one just catches the edge of the plate, 2-2. Bases loaded walk back in the third, but otherwise 0 for 3. Brendan Daly looking for one more plate appearance. He's on deck. That one's looped out to left field. See if it stays fair, and it'll drift just foul. Too far for left fielder Nicky and Antone. You know, if the Baycats were looking for an exclamation mark to this game, Clayton Keys really gave it to them right there. Barker steps back in. 2-2, 2 out. And stays inside and in the dirt, works the count full.
With that home run, the Baycats tie it up once again with the London Majors for the league lead in home runs.
And Barrie came into this game the top team in terms of slugging in the CBL at 5'10". I think they're getting over half a base per at-bat, which is really impressive to keep that mark as a team. But it also comes with, power comes with strikeouts. Also the first in the league in strikeouts as batters. 267 Ks coming into tonight. (3-2) from Kazemka to Barker. Up high, and Barker extends the inning with a 2-out walk.
Number 47, Brendan Daly.
So Brendan Daly will get one more shot. Entire order getting 5 times through. And that first pitch, upper corner in on Daly, called for a strike. On the ground, left side, tough play for Cantor. Long throw to first, but it's in time to retire Daly and retire the side, but not before a mammoth home run by Clayton Keys likely puts an exclamation point on this game for Barrie. They lead 13-4 headed into the 9th.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
What makes Jersey Mike's a sub above? Is it the premium meats and cheeses, sliced on the spot and piled high on their in-store baked bread? Or could it be their hot, freshly grilled subs? How about all of the above? Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Barrie, this one's for you. My name is James Anderson, owner of Sinclair Sports Medical Center. We find what's actually going wrong with your body, and we make a plan to fix it. And I've spent years helping people in this city move better and hurt less. We want to help you feel like yourself again. Come see us, and let's get you back to living your best life.
The ninth inning is brought to you by United Way's Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Last chance for the Brantford Red Sox here at the top of the 9th, along with ATN Skitchum, Julius Hern. And deeper into the bullpen we go for the Barrie Baycats, looking to finish it off, Brady Encarnacion.
Encarnacion coming into his 14th game of the season, a .338 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 15 walked batters, 7 earned runs knocked against him across his 18.2 inning pitched.
Yeah, it seems with a lot of the postponements as of late, Encarnacion's outings have been shortened, usually coming in as a multi-inning guy middle of the game, but getting an opportunity to pitch here late. Baycats won't have to use Carlos Sano tonight. Obviously, there'll be a more replenished bench and bullpen tomorrow on the road in Hamilton, and then at home against the Majors on Saturday. 1-1. There's a high pop-up. Back of first base. Looks like it'll stay in foul territory. And Noah Hall backtracks to make the catch and retire Cantor. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard one final time.
Last look at this one, and that Guelph-Welland game is going to end in the way of Welland. We mentioned down 5-0 early on in this one. Stormed back. They're going to win 10-6 the final there. Toronto blows out the home Kitchener Panthers 9-3, and that win that Welland has is going to give them that half game up on both Barrie and London. But you got to keep in mind, Barrie's playing now.
Yeah, Barrie with a win here tonight. Just got to get 2 more outs to secure that, and they would be back into a tie with Welland. And again, still have 2 games in hand over the Jackfish and the Majors. As it's quickly here 0-2 on Brody Black. Still looking for his first hit of the night. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Encarnacion struck him out. 2 gone here in the 9th. There's the man on the right, set to start tomorrow night's game. Frank Garces set to take the mound there against the Cardinals in Hamilton tomorrow. It'll be the first visit for Barrie to Hamilton this year. Obviously, last week, the Friday game was postponed. First pitch strike to Chris Ortega.
And just 2 strikes away from calling this a ball game. Encarnacion has come in and been throwing fireballs.
0-1, swing and a miss. And the Red Sox down to their last strike.
Everybody clap your hands.
Baycats 7-6 at home, and Brantford 2-9, soon to be 2-10.
0-2 pitch, outside. Really vocal crowd here in the late innings. You got to commend that. Don't see that a whole lot here in Barrie,
Let alone
especially late in these kinds of games. 1-2 from Encarnacion. Just missed low. Ortega with a really brave take there. It's 2-2.
I think the fans wanted to go home after that one.
Two. High pop up. Will it stay in the yard? Over is Barker, and he will make the catch, and that's the ball game. (13-4) win for the Barrie Baycats, a bounce-back performance from last weekend, putting up 14 hits and taking care of business against the Brantford Red Sox and ATN. It really seemed like an all-around team performance right from the start, answering right back in the first inning after going down 1 and just continuing to add on.
Well, you got to look at that. The major key aspect here is going to be that 3rd inning. That 5 runs, every opportunity that could have gone Barrie's way absolutely did. All the cards are falling in their favor, and you're going to take advantage of it when you can, and 5 runs off the back of it.
Might be surprising, but just the 3rd time this year the Baycats have not had to play the bottom of the 9th inning at home this year. So I'm sure if you're Josh Matlow, you love to see that X on the scoreboard in terms of the line score. Juan Benitez gets the win, his 30th career CBL win. And it's Cade Kozak getting the loss for the Brantford Red Sox. Final score 13-4 in favor of the Barrie Baycats. For ATN Skitch and our entire Baycats TV crew, I'm Julius Hern. Wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us.